Good morning. So I've come over again today. The sun is beaming today. The greenhouse is about 25 degrees in February. I think it's February the 2nd now or 3rd. I don't know what day it is. Right, I'm going to do a bit of potting today. I've got some seeds that need to go in, so like some radish and some beetroot and some mixed salad leaves and things. So I'm going to get on with that. And also, look what I've done. So I've moved the bed from over by there to here. I kind of figured, what's the point of having a path on here and then kind of stuck by the, the shed. So I've got a bit of mess that I need to sort out, but I think it'd be better here now on this gap. I've had a few comments saying like, move it across. The only reason I didn't want to, oh, there's me there, there's my shadow, was I wanted to direct, run to the compost area. But I suppose I can have to do a bit of a swerve around. But it is more logical there because I've just got one clean path now and a nice big area here if I want to pot on things and put some plant pots down. So let's have a look. Any sign of the... Nope, nothing's been dug into the earth. We've had a bit of wind by the looks of it because things have been blown around. I was worried that cats or something might dig up the asparagus or whatnot. So I've decided I'm going to wait a month to put the new crowns in. I'm not going to use... The reason I put these ones over this edge is because obviously I'll harvest them earlier than the other ones. The ones at the back I'll leave in for about 3 years. They're an investment, but they're a good investment. There's nothing worse than when you're in the hungry gap of spring and things are popping up that you've got, like purple sprouting broccoli, some lettuce, and especially the asparagus. Right, let's get on and do some potting. It's boiling in here. Right, bobble at half. It's 22.4 now I've opened the door. I had some cocoa coir from Wilkinson in December, I think. I think it was like £1 a pack, for 40 litres. You can't go wrong for £1. That's right, so I'm going to do some potting on today and some sowing. Look at these as well. Absolute crazy. These not died off. I popped them in here. I'm going to do this every year now. I've had so many seed pods off them that I'm going to just, hopefully these will carry on. I'm just dropping them off and sprinkling them in now. Right, let's get some work done. Oh, it looks like my bay leaf is flowering. So I need to do some watering today. And it looks like Mark, one of the other plot holders, he's dropped me over some runner beans. So I've got some Firestorm. And I'm not sure what these ones are, but these would have been saved seed from our runner beans last year. So we tend to share the, different crops, which is quite nice at the allotment. If you haven't made friends with your allotment, buddies, I'd highly recommend it. Like, we share produce, and if he grows something that works better than mine, then he gives me some. And if he has a failed crop, then I'll give him some of mine. Like, obviously I didn't have any sprouts this year because I moved my plot up, and he just said help yourself to sprouts and whatnot. So don't be don't put yourself in isolation on the plot unless you want to be left on your own. But I've always found that it works beneficial to me that, you get on with your neighbours, because trust me, it can go the other way. Right, let's get some potting done. Right, so save you faffing about watching me put some soil in trays. I have got myself a full tray here. Now, I love these. I kind of cadged a few of these off a commercial garden a few years ago, and they've lasted a long time. So I've just added some compost and some vermiculite. That's not very good at this. I've got some extra potting soil here. So compost, vermiculite, and the same here. Right, I'll take this coat off. It's bloody roasting in here. It's roasting, but I don't want to let all the heat out because I want it to stay in here ready for tonight. Right, so let's have a look what I'm sowing today. Oh, I found some gladioli mix, so I'll pop them in next month, in March. These were in Asda's for £3. So I thought that was really good. There's quite a few in there as well. There's 25 bulbs. So that should give it a flusher colour. Right, let's have a look what seeds I've got. What have I planned for today? Right, so apparently I'm sowing some rocket, some mixed oriental leaves, some mustard, some spinach, cauliflower all year round, Detroit globe beetroot, radicchio, and some radish. Right, have I already planted some radish? Yes. Right, I'll plant some more radish. Okay, let's get the beetroot in first. My little cute watering can. Give it a bit of a water. Let it settle in. Now I'm going to put these into little plugs. And the good thing about beetroot is you can multi-sow them. And then I'll pop them straight on the garden then in a couple of weeks' time. There we go. I'm getting messy already here. Right, so the beetroot. I won't bore you with this, so I'll speed it up a little bit. Okie dokie. So, this one's called Detroit Globe 2. So I've not tried this one. I've got a few beetroot to go in. Now, beetroot is something that I don't actually like. But, every year, I try and sow something that I don't like. And keep eating it until I like it. That's my theory anyway. So I'm multi-sowing these about four in a module, I think. Right, again I'm going to speed it up. Okay, right, cover them over. Now I've only gone to here. So, if I put the label like that. There we go. So we got some beetroot in. I've labelled it up already. Right, I don't know the sowing date a sec. I can't remember what day it is. Next thing, we can put some. What can we put in that little gap there? Okay, I'm going to put some spinach in now. So I'll leave that a minute. Put that there. Let's move this out of the way. Right, spinach. I love spinach. Now I tend to direct sow with a lot of this, but since I want a bit of an early crop, I'll pop some in here just to get something out in the garden later on in the year. Season rather. Year. God, this will be out in and out before you know it. So I'm going to do 3 rows of spinach today. Couple in each hole. I'm not being pessimistic about this, but I'm fearing for the worst with this. I think we're going to get some snow soon. I don't know why. I just got this feeling. I got a feeling. Woo-hoo. Don't even think that's the words, but I'm going with it. Right, spinach is in. Do I do more? No, I'm not doing more. Right, I'm not going to show you this part now where I drop all the seeds over the floor. And then I have spinach growing in the greenhouse in about a month's time. Yeah, did spill some. God, it's boiling in here. Right, spinach is in. Cover them over. And then later on I'll give them a bit of a water. All covered. I will put a bit more compost over there. Let's label this now before I forget. God, I'm making a mess here today, ain't I? Spinach. There. Job done. Next job. Let's do some radicchio. Right. Label it up. God, it's windy. There we go. Radicchio's in. Next one. Mustard. Red frill. Cauliflower all year round. The good thing about these module trays, you know, this is like a large one. This is so you can just get so much put into the, you know, the trays, and it just saves so much space. And you can just pull the plugs out when you want. And hey presto, it's good for watering as well, because I can just put this onto one tray now. It won't be long before I'm popping my strawberries here into hanging baskets. Some are coming and some are taking a bit longer, so some might have died. But I had more sent to me than I needed anyway. Let's get me rocket in, one of my favourite things to grow. I love rocket. I could eat it all day long in salads. So have you started sowing now already, or are you holding back a bit more? As you can see, it's an absolute beautiful day, so I'm taking advantage of this. I prefer this one, you know, this kind of size module tray. I think it's like 1 inch square. I find the Charles Dowding one just a bit too small. You know, like, he swears by it, but you know, what do I know? He's the expert. I just find it a bit too, you know, they dry up so quickly. That's what I find. I'm sure that he's got people walking it all the time, but with me, if I'm working or whatnot, I can't come over sometimes when I need to water straight away. Look at that. Anyone swear I've been doing this for years. Right, bit of potting soil on the top and we're good to go. There's nothing better though, and you've had a really rubbish day and you pop over to your greenhouse, you'll all understand this, and you've got some greenery growing like these. I popped some radish in and some I do remember the oak leaf, and some Lola Ross have come up already. I can see some of the little gems going, but the Lakeland, every year Lakeland takes forever to germinate for me. It's probably just the way it is. Right, we're all done. That's me done for the year now. Joking. Give it a little bit of a water, and then I'll water from underneath then on the matting. There we go. I will cover it for the next couple of weeks as well though, because nah, Jack Frost is still about. Right, next job.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time.
So I've got some space between the spring cabbages. If you just push down your hoe to make a little bit of a run, we can put 2 in there, I think, like so. Use a hoe handle or something, and then a quick crop of French breakfast radish in between the rows. We'll have a quick crop before these even get in the point where they're competing for light. There we go. Just pinch them across. Now, I've already watered this bed, so I won't bother, and the chances are it'll rain soon as well. Firm it down. There we are. A nice quick crop of radish in a couple of weeks' time. My hands are filthy today, but I love having actual contact with the soil rather than using tools all the time. Gives me a nice connection with my growing area. I think what I'll do now is I'll cover this bed with some mesh or something. I don't tend to have much issue with cats or anything, but I've just put some seedlings in now and I don't want it to be damaged. Actually, I've got something different that I'm going to use. I've got some of these grids. So I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to put one over the bed. That'll still allow the rain to go in and also keep... Oh, look at that. That ain't bad. And that should keep the rain off. Right. Just in case, let's get some metal stakes. The wind could still lift that. So I absolutely love these. So they're just like basically like shepherd hook sort of fencing. And I just basically pop them in. I mean, you haven't got to put them in right tightly. If the wind lifts this, then is okay. It's best to have some form of protection, because I wouldn't want this to blow off and then hit the greenhouse, because that would be a disaster. So at least now if it lifts, it'll stay in place. Right, we're getting through some jobs today. Right, what next? As you've seen earlier, and I mention this all the time, if you've got an allotment and you haven't got access to water all the time, or they won't let you use a hose pipe on the tap, which ours, they don't allow that. So I collect my rainwater in an IBC and water barrels. And if I'm in a rush in the summer, I just want to come over quickly and just water, I just plug in a Bosch battery into here and then drop this into a barrel and connect a hose pipe. You can get them on a lot of places online, and I think they're on sale now as well. So if you are thinking of treating yourself, they're not cheap, but they save you so many hours of lugging watering cans up and down your plot just to water, when I just literally sit there and I hose down in the summer, in the evenings, and I can get back home while other people are still lugging back and forth, fighting for the taps. The pressure isn't exactly amazing either. So yeah, this takes so much time out of my hands. Right, let's have a look if I got anything else to do today. So I dug up a pile of snowdrops that I'd planted in my old plot, and they started to sprout, so I knew where they all were. I've transplanted them all up here now, so I'm thinking I'm going to add some all around the pond area. So let's get on. Got to watch, because there's some bindweed in here as well by the looks. So I don't want to be transplanting that into my plot. So I found some old gladioli bulbs that I put in about 2 years ago as well. But the last thing I want is this stuff. Transplanted from my old plot, which I had hell with on times. Bindweed. So always make sure that you burn this. Don't compost it. Some say they can, but it's not worth the hassle. Right, so as you can see, I've popped in the snowdrops now all around the pond area. Should give it a nice flush of white colour soon. Right, I'm going home. So thank you all for watching, guys, and take care.